Have you ever felt like life is moving way too fast? Studies are piling up, responsibilities keep growing, and your mind just feels heavy. You try to catch your breath, but it feels like there's always something new demanding your attention. Well, if that sounds familiar, I want you to know you're definitely not alone. So many of us are going through this. Today, we're going to dive deep into how to balance your studies, your personal life, and your mental health. But we're not talking about those perfect, unrealistic ideals. We're talking about real, practical strategies that you can actually use starting today. Let's start by getting real about the problem. Why do we feel so overwhelmed? Being a student today isn't just about sitting in a classroom and reading textbooks. You're a professional juggler. You're handling assignments, preparing for exams, maybe working a part time job, dealing with family expectations, maintaining friendships, keeping up with social media, and on top of all that, you have this constant fear of falling behind. It's a relentless cycle of pressure. This constant pressure doesn't just make you feel busy. It has real consequences. It leads to mental exhaustion, where you feel tired all the time, no matter how much you rest. It causes a loss of focus, making it hard to concentrate on even simple tasks. It can trigger anxiety, that nagging feeling of worry and unease. It fuels procrastination, where you put things off not because you're lazy, but because you're too overwhelmed to even start, and ultimately it can lead to complete burnout where you feel emotionally, physically, and mentally drained. But here's the good news, and I really want you to hear this. Balance isn't some magical state you are born with. Balance is a skill, and like any skill, you can learn it, practice it, and get better at it. So let's talk about our first step, creating a simple, realistic study plan. Now I know what you might be thinking, another plan? I've tried that and it never works. But here's where most people go wrong. They fail not because they're lazy, but because they plan way too much. Their schedules are packed from morning to night with no room to breathe. A good, effective study plan needs to be three things: short, flexible, and easy to follow. Try thinking about your day with what I call the three block system. First, you have your study block. This is your time for focused learning, attending classes, and doing assignments. Next, you have your life block. This is for everything else. That makes you, hanging out with friends, spending time with family, pursuing hobbies, even doing chores. And finally, the most important block of all, the rest block. This is non-negotiable time for sleep, taking breaks, and pure relaxation. When you give your day a simple structure like this, you're not just organizing your time, you're calming your mind, you know what's coming, and you know there's time for everything that matters. Our second step is all about harnessing the power of small routines. Think about it. Successful people don't try to do everything all at once. They do a few key things consistently, day in and day out. These tiny habits are the building blocks of a balanced life. You don't need a massive overhaul. Start small. What about 10 minutes of planning your day every morning? Just jotting down your three main priorities or 20 minutes of quick revision before you go to bed. This helps move information from your short term to your long term memory. How about a 5-minute break every hour you study? Stand up, stretch, look out the window, and don't forget the basics like drinking a glass of water, taking a short walk, or just stretching your muscles. These micro routines might seem insignificant, but they create a rhythm. They act as anchors in your day, keeping both your brain and your body stable and grounded, even when things get chaotic. Step 3 is a game changer, and it might be the hardest one for many of us. It's learning to say no. Sometimes achieving balance isn't about adding more productivity hacks or scheduling more activities. It's about removing the things that drain your energy. It's time to be honest with yourself and start saying no. Say no to extra responsibilities you know you can't handle right now. Say no to mindless, endless scrolling on social media that leaves you feeling worse than before. Say no to spending time with people who constantly disturb your peace or bring you down. And say no to the countless little distractions that steal your precious study time. Protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's a crucial part of protecting your mental health. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you're saying yes to your own well being. Next, step 4 is about managing stress before it explodes. Let's be clear, Stress is a normal part of life, especially for a student. A little bit of stress can even be motivating, but unmanaged stress is like a small fire that, if left unchecked, can quickly grow into a destructive burnout. The key is to catch it early and have tools ready to manage it. So, what can you do when you feel that pressure building up? Try writing your thoughts down in a notebook. Just getting them out of your head and onto paper can make them feel less overwhelming. Talk to a trusted friend. You don't always need a solution. Sometimes just being heard is enough. If your head is spinning, take a short walk. The change of scenery and light physical activity can do wonders. Sometimes the best thing you can do is pause your studying for 10 or 15 minutes. It's not quitting, it's a strategic reset. Listen to some calming music or a podcast, and never underestimate the power of your own breath. Practice a few minutes of deep breathing. Inhale slowly, hold and exhale slowly. Think of your mind like a battery. You wouldn't let your phone drain to 0% before you charge it. Don't do that to your brain. Step 5 is something we often sacrifice when we get busy, our social life. But here's the thing, you are not a robot designed for pure productivity. You are a human being and you need connection. You need time with people who recharge you, who make you laugh, and who remind you that there's a world outside your textbooks. Don't isolate yourself, make a conscious effort to build in social time. Try planning just one fun activity each week. It could be anything: seeing a movie, going for a hike, or grabbing coffee with a friend. Make time for your family, and when you're with them, try to be present without your phone in your hand. Even short connections matter. A quick 10-minute call with a friend can lift your spirits. And most importantly, have someone you can share your worries with, someone who just listens without judgment. Social connection isn't a distraction from your goals. It's a vital component that strengthens your mental health and resilience. This brings us to step 6, which is a core message I want you to take away. Your mental health is a priority. It's not a luxury you can afford only after you've achieved everything else. It's a fundamental necessity for success and a happy life. You need to learn to recognize the signs that you need to slow down. For example, do you feel exhausted even after a full night's sleep? Have you lost interest in things you used to enjoy? Do you find yourself feeling irritated or angry for no apparent reason? Are you starting to avoid people and social situations? Is it becoming almost impossible to focus on your work? These aren't signs of weakness. They are warning signals from your mind and body telling you that you're pushing too hard. If you experience these, it's time to pause, reevaluate your schedule, your priorities, and your routines. It's time to rebalance, and please, never be afraid to seek help if you need it. Talking to a counselor or a therapist is a sign of strength. Finally, step 7 is all about what I call the most underrated superpower: sleep. In our hustle culture, sleep is often seen as a waste of time, the first thing to be sacrificed when a deadline looms. But that could not be further from the truth. Sleep is not downtime. It's essential charging time for your brain. Getting good, quality sleep is directly linked to better memory consolidation, a more stable mood, and sharper focus. When you're sleep deprived, you're not operating at your best. You're less efficient, more emotional, and your learning ability plummets. Aim for a solid 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night, and to improve your sleep quality, try to avoid screens for at least 30 minutes before bed. The blue light messes with your brain's ability to wind down. Your bed is for sleeping, not for scrolling. So let's bring it all together. Balancing your studies, your life, and your mental health isn't about achieving some state of perfect, effortless harmony. It's not about being perfect. It's about the small, smart, and compassionate decisions you make for yourself every single day. It's about building a life where you can be successful and peaceful at the same time. You deserve that success you're working so hard for, but you also deserve to feel at peace. If this video helped you in any way, please don't forget to like, share it with a friend who might need it, and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.